Alien the movie, directed by Ridley Scott in 1979. The film opens showing a vast expanse of empty space, emphasizing the feeling of isolation and emptiness.
In the opening credits, we hear soft music, which is supposed to make us feel relaxed, giving absolutely no indication of what crisis will follow. A large ship comes into view. It is the Nostromo, moving stealthily across the screen in a long shot. The way the ship is framed within the screen causes the viewer to feel tiny in comparison.
Nostromo appears to be a very large ship with 4 building-like structures with satellite dishes above them and half-spheres below. It is not at all like a conventional spaceship, but more like a futuristic city in space, making the viewer's vision of the craft change to that of a home or a community in space. Later in the film, we can see the idea of living in space rather than just traveling in it.
We see random close-up views of certain rooms with a tracking shot from the camera. The camera turns around 360 degrees and moves along the ground as we see another room with several gadgets inside. Close-ups of different parts of the ship with the use of a long take gives a mysterious, empty feeling because the camera is panning around in the spaceship, yet we see no human. The interior shots were establishing shots to give us a sense of the ship's state of technology, the environment, etc.
The view shifts to the ship's interior, which we see in a close-up shot, with the camera at eye level scanning each of the corridors. This is low-key lighting, which sets up the eerie, creepy feeling. The only lights we see are coming from buttons, generators, and a few lights along the ceiling.
The scene shifts back into the inside, and the camera moves through long, empty corridors with exposed pipes, giving the impression of something left unfinished. Throughout the film, there is a strong contrast in different areas around the ship: rusty, grimy, and unfinished versus pristine, white, and geometric. This can be viewed as the unfinished and exposed parts of the community that still need to be fixed to match better functioning areas of it.
Through the silence, the knock that we hear signifies the presence of something. A computer turns on, and we hear typing, and a door opens. An octagonal-shaped room with a circular structure in the middle of the ceiling comes into view and appears to be an engine room with a lot of machines, which is similar to the control room in that way. This shows that there is a connection between both rooms, the control room and the room in which they are asleep, as well as the room in which they gather, emphasizing parallelism.
There is a shot of 2 helmets and computers with the use of eyeline match shows the communication and the advanced state of technology that they are using. The camera cuts back and forth between the 3.
Throughout the opening scene, we see random objects moving, giving a sense of or foreshadowing that there is another identity on the spaceship besides the humans. The scene dissolves to a closer view of crew members sleeping, showing a calm state.
Shot of the crew members from another angle with graphic match, which makes for a smooth and continuous transition. The camera moves very slowly as if someone is walking down the corridor and then stops to watch the door open to sleeping crew members.
The lids of the pods open simultaneously, and slowly the sleepers begin to stir. It is the crew of the Nostromo awakening from the hyper sleep.
The lighting, this shot, makes the scene very bright and crisp. As we watch the recently aroused crew, everything in this room is white and bright, which adds to the sense of awakening. The ship is called Mother, and as a comparison to awakening, giving birth to the crew.
We hear a yawning sound of someone breathing. The camera gets closer to Kane as he wakes up in the medium close shot, and his actions fade in and out. Kane is the first to wake up, an indication of the one to die first. He stands up and starts moving off camera right, carrying what appears to be a white Corvette.
The meaning of Nostromo literally is our man, yet the ship has a female voice and is referred to as Mother. The Mother ship is a prime example of dependence of humanity on technology. Their utter dependence on the machine is displayed here. They do not even guide the ship, which is in control of their survival and successful return home. This image was prime in most films made in this genre, where humans were making inroads into space.
Is made to seem very bright because it is a place where the crew feels most at home.
Lambert is drying her hair with a towel again, a contrast to Ripley and the male crew members. Ripley takes on several roles throughout the film, virtually changing genders as the story progresses. In the beginning, she epitomizes female wearing her hair down.
The conversation is very casual and normal, and there's easy banter among them. There is no music when they are talking, just the sounds of utensils giving the impression of being at home.
The camera pans around the table conversation with the use of eyeline match for smoother cuts. Also, the use of graphic match is shown when during the conversation they are seated in groups of two